Welcome back to Alexa4Musicians. Today we are working on part 3 of our CSS implementation of the leaderboard design. Last time we were implementing the CX node package to access our static CSS files. After consulting the team, today we're going to be working on the HTML again, and if the CSS doesn't look how we expect it to, we're going to import it into our global CSS files instead of into a file-specific CSS. Let's get started. We've already spun up our node server, so our React website is running. We can go to the leaderboard endpoint to see what we have right now. We've also got our code base open. This is the HTML file that we want to pull from. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything that's inside of the body and I'll put that inside of the React page. So our leaderboard right now is just a blank screen. Not what we need. I don't think there's any error messages, but we don't even need to spend time looking at it. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything that's inside of the leaderboard right now, and I'm going to remove it. So inside of the leaderboard view, I'm going to take everything that's inside of here and just delete it. Not working how we want it to. Going to delete it and start from scratch. Looks like I need to restart Visual Studio. Alright. Later. Okay. Hello world. Let's just get this back to a standard looking web page. Refresh. We should just see hello world. Okay, there it is, hello world. So we have gone back down to just a base React component. Now let's copy over everything that's inside of body. To make it fast, I'm just going to copy body and then I'll remove that body tag in a second. Paste it all. We don't want any of these scripts for right now, so I'm going to delete these scripts. No scripts. I guess there's a top button that allows us to scroll up to the top. I don't see it anywhere on this page, so I'm actually curious where that exists. I don't see it, so for now I'm going to delete it. Okay. So, now we are getting some errors, which is to be expected. Let's fix our tabs here. Should align with our section tag up top. Where is our section tag? There's our section tag. Looks like all of our tabs are off. Instead of trying to worry about these tabs being right, I'm going to just work on fixing these errors. We'll work on styling later, and I think Samir even has a good command I can use to just prettify everything. All these HTML comments need to be changed for React. Okay, are there any more comments? there are any more comments. So we still got all these errors, and we'll get rid of those errors by finding any self-closing tag that is missing the self-closing. We'll also remove body because we don't want body anymore. Okay, image / for image. That fixes a lot of these errors. And I'm sure we've got another image, and all of these images are just missing the self-closing tag. I'm going to try to find all the occurrences of this alt equals, because I think in all cases we'll want to replace it with that. We can see as we insert it, the errors are going away. Okay. Did we get rid of all of our errors? Oh, yep, so now we want all of our styles to be changed to React. So we'll put in style there, and then I think what we actually want is double curly brace, get rid of the semicolon, make each of these a string on both sides of the colon. Okay. Let's see how we look over here. Okay, it looks like we have a static web page that does not have any of our styling, so at least it's rendering right. Okay, it doesn't like that our href doesn't go anywhere. What if I say root? There we go. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing for any hrefs in our buttons. It doesn't like the hashtag. I don't really care where it goes, so I could even make it hashtag random. Replace, place. And I could do a replace all, but I really want to be intentional about the changes that I'm making. So I want to be aware of everything that it's changing instead of just doing a replace all and then potentially missing some of the changes that happened. I'm not seeing any more yellow squiggles. I think we might have now fixed every error. Okay. Any more compilation errors? Yeah, we were not using the CX and the global designs. Okay. Now that we have this implemented, we're missing our logo. So let's first off take our logo. It's looking for logo inside of the images folder. So I'll just copy logo.png. Copy, we'll go all the way down into our leaderboard folder. We'll make a new folder called images so that it matches the path. Okay. So now images / logo.png should resolve. Let's see if our logo loads now. We're still not getting our logo, which is weird. I'm not sure why the logo isn't loading, but I'm not going to worry about that now. Let's try getting our classes right. Okay, header section is included inside of our local module. So now we're going to get started with our implementation. So because it's inside of our local style, we're going to set it equal to styles header section. Header 2 I'm sure is the same. I'm going to try to split these up into separate tabs to make it easier for me to search. Header 2 is, so we're now going to change this one as well. Styles container is probably a bootstrap. Yeah, it's bootstrap. So we will go global styles for our container value. Row 2 is probably a local style. It's not a local style. Is it inside of Bootstrap? Let's check if it's in Bootstrap. Assets, global styles, Bootstrap. Is row 2 not in either of them? I wonder where row 2 is coming from. Okay, we will right now ignore this, and I'm going to put a little comment here. To do, where is row 2 class defined? Navbar, I'm sure, is from Bootstrap. It is from Bootstrap. But I'm gonna ask question. Should I use row or navbar from local styles or Bootstrap? For now, I'm going to assume that this is Bootstrap, and because we're using two different classes, I'm going to be using the CX function. And the first one, we're going to use Bootstrap. So global styles, navbar, and then navbar expand MD. Is that here? I don't see it being used, so is it defined? It is defined in global styles, so we'll assume that it's coming from global styles. Okay. Now let's get our navbar brand and logo. Navbar brand must be, it is, it's coming from our global styles. Global styles. And this needs to be CX because there are multiple styles. And logo is probably our own. Logo is our own. So for here we'll just say styles instead of global styles. Okay. We've got our link done, and now we need our button, navbar toggler. Let's see if this is, looks like it's defined in our own. Is it defined in Bootstrap as well? It's also defined in Bootstrap. So same question that I'm using for navbar, I'm going to use for navbar toggler. From local styles or Bootstrap. For now, we're going to assume Bootstrap. If I have a question, if it's included in both, my default is going to be to use Bootstrap. So we'll use global styles, get from there our array value of navbar toggler. Okay, got our button. Now we've got class of FA and FA bars. I have a feeling that that's coming from Bootstrap. I actually don't see it in either one. So the next question I want to ask the team where is FA and FA bars class defined? I'm just going to leave these because I don't know where it's defined. Now we've got our header menu. This one's probably our own CSS. It is, and it's probably not in Bootstrap, and it's not. So we'll make this one styles. Header social is probably the same. So we'll make this one styles, header social, and close it in some curly braces. Okay, and I don't know where any of our font awesome classes are being imported from, so I'll put that where is font awesome, where are font awesome classes defined. This way I can talk to my team about it later. Okay, we are now done with the header. Let's save this and let's see how our header looks. Failed to compile. Are we getting a compilation failure? We are. On line 17 it looks like. Oh, I forgot to close our CX with a closing parenthesis. How are we doing now? Do we still have the compilation errors? Looks good now. How's it actually looking? Still not looking super hot. But let's keep moving. In total, the goal is to be on this stream for less than 30 minutes. Right now we are at 19, so we've got about 10 minutes left. Okay, so now we've got our banner. This banner, it's a div class, so it's probably something that we've got. Styles, banner, styles, banner slider 2, item 2, styles, item 2. Gonna check these two, make sure that they are inside of our CSS. That one is. Item 2. Item 2 is not, so we'll copy the where is this. And it might not be defined anywhere, in which case I'm going to ask that it's not included in our designs anymore. styles, slider caption. Container is a bootstrap style. Okay, and now I think we've got, oh no, we've almost got the banner done. Styles, banner background. It's now done, so now we have finished with our banner. And we're about to get into the leaderboard. Before we do, I'm going to check out how it's looking. Okay, it looks like we do have a massive banner now, but there's nothing in it. Are we missing an image? Okay, we're missing the background 2.png. So let's move that one here as well. bg 2.png. We'll copy that and we'll put it inside of our images folder with our logo. And that should be all the images we need. Let's try refreshing this and see if it gets the image now. Still nothing. Are we getting any errors when we inspect the page? There's probably some stuff like needed HTML4. Yeah, we need HTML4. Oh, okay, we need to change every instance of class to class name, and that might change some stuff. So we'll change class to class name. And we're gonna just start up at the top. It's gonna be pretty fast changes. Okay, don't want to change that one. Glad we checked in with the console. I'm not sure if it actually impacts the compilation or the rendering, but it's good to use proper notation. Okay, we got all of our classes updated to say class name instead of class. Did it impact our web page at all? Not really. I don't see anything. Okay, we need to use HTML4. I'm gonna ignore that one. Any other big ones? Looks like it doesn't like that we're using those layouts, but I'm just gonna ignore it. Let's keep moving. How long's our stream been? We've been here for 25 minutes, so we've got another 5 minutes. We're now down into our leaderboard section. Leaderboard is going to be one of our classes. styles, leaderboard. Container is again a bootstrap class. So global styles. Theme switcher wrapper is inside of ours. Is it also inside of Bootstrap? It's not. Great. I'm sure theme switch is the same. And while we're here, we can change this to HTML4. Is slider a part of Bootstrap? Slider is not a part of Bootstrap. Is round a part of Bootstrap? Round is... does not look like it's part of Bootstrap. But it's also not a part of ours. There it is. Okay. So we will include both of these for ours. Because we have multiple classes, we'll use the CX function. And then the first one is ours, so we'll make it styles. And then the second one is also going to be styles. Great, got that div. Dark mode button is now good. Post leaderboard is probably inside of our styles. We're getting into the part where we can probably just start repeating stuff. Styles, post leaderboard, nav and nav tabs, the same. We should already have a comment asking about this. Gonna copy that and use it down here for our nav. To question, should we be using the global style from Bootstrap or should we be using our local one? For now, anytime that it uses both, I'm going to default to using Bootstrap. CX. Nav item, same thing. Global styles, nav link, and I'm sure active is one of our own properties. It is. And then I'm sure all these are the same, at least for the class names, except for that active class. So actually I'll do this one manually because it's different. global styles for navlink. We'll copy this. What am I doing wrong? Nothing. Copy our navlink class to the other two elements. Save that. Alright, we're now done with our tabs. Did that change anything now that we've updated our tabs? My hypothesis is no, but let's check in. Okay. At least we now have a border around our table, and we do have our slider, so we're moving in the right direction. I think we've had this before though, and then once we get into the main content, it starts to get wonky. Okay, tab content is probably, is it Bootstrap? Really? It's Bootstrap, okay. Global styles. Is tab pane a part of Bootstrap? Tab pane is also a part of Bootstrap. We'll use the CX function. Global styles. Tab pane. Active is our own class, so this will just be styles. Now we've got our table class, which I'm sure is Bootstrap. Yep. Okay. So this one, we'll have curly braces, global styles. And now we're into the table rows, which is great because it means that we can start copying and pasting stuff. User column is probably one of our own. It is. Okay, and then we've got an AVT image. I don't think this one's defined anywhere, so I'm going to copy the same thing that I got from my row 2, my item 2. Where's avatar image class defined? We're gonna just leave that one as it is. Tweet button, I'm sure we have a class for that. We do. It's in our own. Styles. Tweet button. Alright. Okay, now we can start copying stuff. So we want to take any instance of class name of user column, and we want to replace it with what we just used. We'll start at the top of the list and we'll start replacing. We could replace all, but if we want to be aware of everything that it's changing, we go through manually one at a time. Okay, we got all of those. Let's go back to the top of our table and let's find the next class that we want to be replacing. Avatar image we don't know about, so the next one is going to be our tweet button. for our tweet button, we then want that to come from our custom classes. Let's start off at the top of the list, and let's start replacing. We've replaced all the tweet buttons. That should be it for classes. I think we have now defined all of our classes. Let's do a quick check at the next couple three. The only one I think we don't have is avatar image. Class name, avatar image, yeah. What about the next daily? Okay, so next one we need is this tab pane class. Do we already have this for overall? We do. Okay. Okay. So let's collapse this table. And then the one that we want is class name tab pane. And I'm sure we have three of these. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. What do we want to replace it with? We want to replace it with class name equals curly brace, CX, parenthesis. This is a global style tab pane. And then after our global style of tab pane, we then want a comma. And where is fade? I don't see it inside of our leaderboard. Does it exist inside of Bootstrap? It does. So it will be a Bootstrap class of global styles array with a double quote. Close that. Close our CX function. Close our React tag. Boom, boom. Okay, how did those look? Looks good to me. What do we have next? Save it, make sure we don't lose our progress. Class name of table needs to be replaced. Table needs to be replaced with our global style. Replace, replace, replace. Got them all. Okay. And I think we got them all now. Let's collapse this table, see if there's anything below it. We've got an ID. All of our class names are defined as they should. All of our class names are looking good. I think everything looks good here. How does our page look? Okay, so our tweet buttons are looking better. Biggest things I'm missing. I'm missing quite a few things. And I've just lost all of my data. And we're at 40 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, this is Sweets signing off.